Good morning, fellow Earthlings. Good to see everybody. No one's here yet, though. Yeah, harvest day again today. A lot to harvest. I guess harvesting is a lot of work. Problem is what to do with everything. Holy moly. I mean, you can only eat so many radishes. You can only eat so much lettuce per day. But when you're growing succession things like that, especially from cool weather crops to hot weather crops, there's an interesting changeover there. There's a shift. And during that shift, that's like I have a lot of tomatoes, a lot of peppers, and a lot of eggplants growing there. Well, thank you kindly for the thumbs up, and see you later. It was nice of whoever that was. Hey, still, how's it going, buddy? You been fishing at all? The apricot tiny house. You been fishing at all still? I haven't been to your town for a long time. Well, I don't know who the apricot tiny house is, so I think you're kind of new there, Cupcake. welcome, fellow Earthling. You know, sometimes a day can be struggling. Yesterday was fishing live. I better go see if I'm still subscribed to you, because you get unsubscribed like unbelievable, and then people blocking everybody, and so it's just like a real mess. You know, I don't think you ever blocked anybody though. I sure as hell did one time. Get tired of nonsense. Good to see you still. The apricot tiny house. Ha ha hi how it's been a few since I visited. You look familiar, and I with 1.2 billion people on YouTube, the apricot tiny house. Please forgive me, but welcome. I always go through my live streams and look at new people that I can't remember, and you said you were here before, and I appreciate that. You know, yesterday was fishing live. What'd you get? Was it trout or catfish or bass? Or I'm just waiting to heal up a bit before I go and catch me a bunch of fish. You know, you know, I'm going to get a bunch, some halibut, lingcod, salmon, crab, and I don't have to do the prawns this year because you got to go down like 300 feet and a hand line 300 feet down with a big prawn trap on it. And it ain't easy taking it up. It's nice to have a little power girder. You just wrap it on and bzzz, you ain't allowed to use that. No, it's crazy. I finally got my fish license and trout stamp, but no fish. Huh. Well, the only way to change that is to get out and go fishing, hey? Or you can go to the fishmonger, or the fish market, or this. I like going to the boat, like right to the fisherman's boat, right? Like I don't go and get in the lineup to go and get the fish or something like that. I won't do that like at the boat. There's lots of that going on. If there's something left over, I'll take it. Besides, I catch fish or family catches fish, or God forbid I have to go pay full dollar at the fishmonger for fresh wild caught fish, which you better have $1,000 on you if you want to just you want a little shopping bag full. You better have a G note with you, like for real. Yeah, I mean, piece of halibut's $100, piece like that. I mean, okay, prawns, a little box like that's $50. Right? The frozen fish are easy to catch. Huh? I've never caught them before. I'm sorry. I have no comment on frozen fish. Oh, I do. You freeze them whole without cleaning them, like to take the scum off of them. right? A little bit, like don't take the scale off, and just freeze them whole. When they freeze, take them out and wrap them in a plastic or a fryer rack, whatever. And it's good for a long time in there. Even if you didn't do that, you just froze them whole on a tray and just stacked them in the freezer. That's okay too for the winter. Tastes still fresh. Ha ha. Yeah, yeah. Ha ha. You're funny, hey. There's Irish people here. I think there's even a Puerto Rican here. Be careful. We know how to pee too. Do you freeze them in water? Well, I used to, and you can. After you froze it whole on a tray, and then you dip it in some, say, some sugar and salt in ice cold water with ice in it. Dip it quickly and put it back into the tray, and then it has that glaze. You can do that. That's very pro. That's what the pros do. And then there's like, I've watched, very serious people that live off the land, and they just freeze them whole in a big garbage bag and just whip out their axe and chop off a few pieces. I'm for real. Like I'm whoa, dude, this is serious. And then whole bunch of frozen, freeze dried morels goes on that, and some freeze dried dill and butter, and onto a container. Then that container is buried inside of a fire pit, and then seaweeds on top of that. It's crazy, but I'll tell you. You want something that tastes delicious? Delicious. Yeah. Yesterday was fishing live, huh? Well, 2 thumbs up's not bad, I guess. But harvesting today is the big topic. Harvesting today. I'll be harvesting for a while now, till about October, something like that, because then I'll just live off stored food and sprouts. But yeah, well, it was nice seeing y'all. Give wrenches out and take them back when people leave. That's better than going later and taking it back. It's to change the algorithm. I don't think it's working, because I just don't. But these people tell me it do now, and I was right then. Today, I'm going to be. Your garden isn't doing well this year. Do you even have a garden? No, I'm just kidding. Told you. But you feed your microbes, because your microbes feed your plants. Once you get that system down, you're doing all right. Well, I appreciate that. At least you have a sense of humor, and if you're not having fun, what the hell are you doing? There's just nothing else for me anymore. That's it. If it's no fun, see you later. Or if there's no fun, I'm out of there. But today I'll be harvesting radish, lettuce, new potatoes today. You get to harvest those. They have flowers on them, so I'll dig around underneath it, push it over, and then just pretty much bury that whole potato plant with rich black humus. And then it just, big regen happens, and all these potatoes show up. I did that yesterday at the new food garden in the village. And I think the lady actually gets it now, that, after she built her mound, then I pushed over the potatoes and I filled it up. The potatoes are growing like they're 2 feet tall. So I filled it up. When I filled it up, I covered almost the entire potato plant. I did that the other day, and then yesterday I went back there, and you should see what happened. It just it looks like trees, potato trees now. And I fertilized it too with an organic bat guano and something else. Not bone steam, I think steam bone meal or something like that. It was all organic anyway. She must have paid a hefty price because you see me taking it out in handfuls, and I was throwing it here and I was throwing it there. It was middle of the day and it was going to rain soon, so why not? And I fertilized with the organic fertilizer on a row of beets. I put that all around, and a row of garlic and onions. I fertilized all around, just like the Alabama gardener. I used to follow him, passed away some time back. Great guy though. And Charles, yeah, sweetheart. Yeah, answered every single email. Can you believe that? And every single comment. That's dedication. And he taught at local supply and tractor stores and stuff like that, and showed how to make the soilless block. That was his big thing. I miss him. He was fun. I think I watched everything he ever put out, and then he had a lovely, lovely family. They grew food right there, you know. Yeah, he had quite a history. He was in the military for a while. So yeah, good guy. I better go grab a coffee, see what's going on. My, oh my. After surgery, sitting takes on a whole new meaning. Huh. Huh. I forget how to send a link out for folks to come up. I don't remember how to do it. This is awesome. I just, it says pop out dashboard, send feedback, message. You don't have access to this feature. Oh, you don't have access to this feature. Don't even know what it is. So, how can you miss something you don't have? Don't even know about. Wow. Share screen, mute. Oh my. Pop out dashboard, send feedback. I have no idea. There's top chat, stuff like that. Well, I don't know. That's interesting. I thought I went onto the StreamYard. I'm sure I did. It says live streaming YouTube StreamYard, but isn't that neat? I forgot how to send up a. That tells you how much I want to learn. This always helps if you talk your way through things. Yeah, well, how can you talk your way through something that you don't even remember it? Funny again, hey? You're funny, hey? Good. Well, I guess it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I should be able to figure it out. It says end stream there, but I don't think I want to hit that button. It says edit. I wish Dilly was still here. You could ask him, but I think he left. He could tell me what to do. Oh, you're not. No, not something. Here we go. You're back. Because I think you left. Still, no, sorry. No, not something EBD or something. Sorry, buddy. No oblate. Still here, but no. Was washing dishes. Oh, I see. Washing dishes, yeah. It's kind of like going to the bathroom. You just have to do it, but they can pile up for a day or two around here. But if I have company, I do them right away. But if it's just me, I just give it a wash, put it on the stack, and then once a day or something, I just go along through and hit it with the soap suds and stuff. But hey, I was wondering, how do you do an invite to invite people up? I don't remember how to do that still. I forgot. I'm at a loss. I don't see it here. So I'm like, am I different or special or something? You know, interesting to note. Haha, well, you four have a wonderful day. Just stop by to show some love. Well, thanks you. Hugs right back at you. Yeah, thanks for being here. The appreciate tiny house. Interesting. I'll drop by. Seeing you came here. Thanks for the thumbs up. I haven't done that before and need to learn it. Weird, hey? You used to be able to like go on here and there was an area here. It says manage. I don't want to go there. You don't have access to this feature, and that's that dot with 2 half moons and then 2 outer half moons, whatever that is. And then manage. Interesting. Huh. Don't know why. Can't have a panel. Very interesting. Oh well, no loss. You know, sitting around and waiting for daylight, which almost happened. Oh, you can hear my little doggy. He has a bad hip and he has a hard time getting off of the where he sleeps. So I'm going to be right back. I just got to help my dog down. He's got a bad hip. Be right back. Oh, there you did. Oh, you did get down. Oh, you did cry when you jumped. Oh, I missed it. You got down. I thought I heard you yelping. Oh. Okay, come on. I got a treat for you. Doggy treat. Piece of chicken pie with veggies and meat in it. I saved it for my doggy. Here, doggy. Oh, mama. There you go. There, Robbie Burns. They're like the coolest dogs in the world. You give them something, they go, arr. It's like, or if they want something, they come up and stick their cold nose on your leg. It's like, oh, what's that? I kind of feel sluggish, wet nose on your leg. I haven't done that before. Hey, Howie, good morning. Bill Gore, Fifi, hey, good morning. Happy Saturday to everyone in the chat. Yeah, happy Saturday. Rained all night here. We're having one of those atmospheric downpours, apparently, or gonna have one. I think we've been having them, but I can't prove it. But the amount of water that collects in my rain barrel is like, whoa, dude. pretty much fills up every couple 3 days. So I'm gonna put an overflow barrel on it. Maybe that's my next video. entertain. Good to see you there, Fifi. Well, I have to do what YouTube don't want anybody to see. Yeah, dude. Yes, coffee and salmon. Yeah, nice coffee. I bought several pounds of Italian coffee. 7 pounds. Yeah, 7 pounds of Italian coffee. Coffee bean, Yeah. Yeah, everything's pretty green. I have to harvest today and figure out what to do with everything. Because new stuff's coming in, and hot weather crops are coming in. So, and my strawberries are getting crowded. So some things have to go. I didn't want to put the farm stand out there. It's a pain. I mean, it's great that people say, "Oh, thanks for the watermelon," or "Thanks for whatever pears," but not everybody nice. Some people tipped it over before. Some people, I don't know if it was young people or deranged person. You don't know. Don't know who the heck comes through the neighborhood anymore. Hey, Bayou Sugar Garden. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, that's good. Pilgor, that's great. You have help again, huh? Yeah, good morning, Bayou Sugar Garden. I've gone to Bayou Sugar Garden's channel. It's really cool, nice people. I forget your last video, Fifi. I know I watched it, but I can't remember it. I'm just getting up. I'm just waking up with coffee and smoked salmon. But yeah, I can't remember. I try to make out to where other people grow differently or forage differently than myself, just so I can learn. And if I'm ever in that zone or in that part of the planet, I might know a little bit to help me out with something, like when you catch a fish a place, then I know there's fish there. Your tomatoes are, yeah. Some of my tomatoes are doing really well, and other ones are stunted and runted. It's like, holy. Oh. Good morning. Beautiful world, lovely souls. Great day coming ahead. You got another one. Lucky you. Peach trees are full, hey? Yeah. It's hard to grow peaches here. They get peach curl really bad. It's fungus. I've grown peaches from pits, hey, which is interesting. Of course, I've grown a lot of trees from pits, like cherries, peaches, apricots, pears, apples, plums, all different kind of plums. And I think it's wonderful that you can open up a type of fruit tree to pollinating it and then seeing what's next. I had 2 years without peaches, and now, wow, yeah, it does. It does it. Sometimes it's every second year with apples too, and then pears I find just come every year anyway. So yeah, the stunt is real. Can't wait to see growth on my tomatoes. The peach fungus is a bit much this year. Yeah, it is. I actually I had two peach trees over that way and one over on the side, and it was just a big fungus pile. And I just went, I don't want that. I just cut it down. I never bothered with it anymore. And then my friend that just passed away like a couple of weeks ago, he was 98 or 99 years old. He had like very cool um peaches, Red Haven peaches. And he grew them up against the wall underneath the eave. I met him like 30 plus years ago. Really nice, gentle man. He's a gentleman, which I don't tag on to too many folks. Hey, Vay. But yeah, like if you're growing it underneath, then it has to be underneath. If you notice there's some of it sticking out in the rain or whatever, that must come in the rain or something, that blight or whatever it is. I've sprayed for it before when I was young and dumb, but now I'm old and kind of a little bit slowed down, but I'm still got it all upstairs, hopefully. Yeah, good to see you there, Ray. Good to see you. Excuse me. Dog growling. Funny, the peach fungus didn't affect the trees last year with no fruits because the frost got to the blooms and burnt them off. This year they're loaded with fruits, but with the fungus. It's funny that you have. It's funny that you have the fruit and the fungus. That's interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. Good morning, Dr. Paula Ruffin, DC. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Always a pleasure. But yeah, yeah, the fungus. I like I said, I ended up cutting down my three peach trees. I could put something else there and get some nice, beautiful Italian plums or some Friste plums or peach plums because I like plums. But you can put anything else there. You're just not growing a bunch of fungus. It's just nasty. But this year, I noticed I don't prune trees a whole lot, like fruit trees. I let them grow naturally with vines in them. And anyway, this lady, she's really super short, and she's like mid 80s now. She just had another birthday. So anyway, I had to prune them down to where she couldn't, she doesn't want to go on a ladder. She doesn't want to use a apple picker. She just wants to walk up and pick it. So I looked around and people do a spalier and stuff, so it's easier for them to pick it. So did that, right? Yeah, yeah. I cut it down. It actually seems to have worked. I did my best on it. I knew how to prune apple trees anyway from my orchard days, but still, I don't advocate pruning trees that just for pruning them to give them the lollipop look. I'm not interested in that. What I am interested in is developing a relationship with the tree that it's able to look after itself without any intervention from me. So years ago, I looked around my environment and I noticed that some apple trees that were loaded, or plum or cherry trees especially, lived above a water source by a few feet, say 3, 4, 5, 6 feet. And with the lateral growing roots, it grew out and then it went down and grabbed the water. It wasn't sitting in water. And I noticed no one had pruned it and it was absolutely loaded. So I kept track of, I go back year after year to see if it's still loaded every year, and it was, and it is, and it continues to be. And then I noticed like some places had nitrogen fixers beside them, like mountain ash or ceanosis or something like that, or lupins growing everywhere. It's once they die back, that nitrogen is released with microbes. Microbes do They feed your you feed your microbes, you feed your plants. Eh? It's as simple as that. Apricots, Howie. Apricots. Yeah, I have some. I grew apricot trees from pits, but it's been a long time. They're like 12 years old, and I just have like half a dozen apricots. So that one's under the scope to go as well. I'm not playing around there. I have apple trees right beside it that I grew from seeds that are absolutely loaded with the most delicious apple. And it's kind of getting crowded by the apricot, and then there's a mulberry there, and on the other side there's a Mirabelle plum from France, and I have one on the other side of the property. So I really want that apple tree to grow and flourish. So I may have to bring in my friend. He's an arborist, so he can do it because I'm not in the best of shape right now to do too much. Apricots, apricots. Yeah, cheers to apricots. They freely hybridize apricot, peach. They're stone fruit, cherry, avocado. That's a stone fruit. That's related to the peach. So any stone fruit with a single stone inside. I never heard of finding more than one. Dave Knight. Oh wow. Hey, I have an apple tree for 8 years that haven't yet fruited. It's got to go. Laugh out loud. Well, sometimes if you like if you want it to bloom, maybe perhaps, I'm not saying it is, it's just a hint that I'm getting here that you need a little bit more phosphorus, maybe, right? Yeah. Yeah, up the phosphorus from the trunk to the drip line. Put phosphorus twice a year in there. I know it'll make it more acidic, but maybe that's the shocking that it needs. I've put wood ash on mine, and I've put like heavy phosphorus on them because they were in a really super alkaline area. So it was almost like too alkaline or something. I don't remember exactly, but potash, yeah, potash. Put the potash to it. Good morning, Dave. Howie, got fish finished I don't know, just finished. Why? Good for you. We're having an atmospheric downpour where it's just like someone turned a garden hose on outside, and it's like mucky, mucky, mucky. It's like, whoa. Funny, I have about more trees in the same space, and they're all fruiting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like the entire property wherever I live in the rural area or in a suburban area to be an outer edge of fruit trees and mixed up nitrogen fixers and mineralizers, and like figs pull minerals from deep in the ground and put it on top of the ground in the leaves. Yeah. And Fatsia will do it as well. And well, any leaves that they'll have minerals in them, but some are more than others that go deep in the ground with a taproot like figs. This year I'm inundated with figs. I've never seen so many figs on a tree in all my life. I've been cleaning off the dead. There's a fungus on that too. Putting wood ash around the squash to keep the vine borer away. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I put that down like 3, 4, 5, 6 times a year, man. And I found a slug in my salad yesterday, which because I have a technique that I give it a good wash. I put a bucket there, then I put a screener bucket inside that, and there's water, and then it just goes up and down. And you can leave it there, and the slug will let go, or bug or whatever. I actually didn't find any slugs or bugs, not too many, but I did find one on my plate. I was like, how did I miss it? So yeah. Yes, you're right, Howie. I'm definitely swimming over here, but my garden is loving it and adjusting on its own. Yeah, it's loading up with nitrogen. Hey, peas and spinach are great for fixing the soil. Absolutely. Mineralizers and, oh, yeah, and nitrogen fixers. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Comfrey. People grow comfrey to pull the minerals some out deep, put them up top so they come down and feed your plants. And I'm a big believer in sweetening the soil every year. I know a lot of pollen is super sweet, and that feeds the microbes that feed your plants. But this year, I'm ordering up a 5 gallon bucket of molasses, unsulfured molasses. It's costing me a heavy penny too, but you know what? I'm going to do it at the end here, probably about a month and a half from now. I'm going to try to get 4 or 5 applications out of it because that's a lot of molasses. So I don't want it just to use it all at once. They call it horticultural molasses or something like that. I'm not sure, but it's coming to me. And microbes love sugar. Let's face it. Yeah, that's like they're addicted to it. Comfrey is perfect. Yeah. Kale. Yeah, well, any broadleaf is the best. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You're making soil. You're pulling minerals out of the ground. And the one that pulls the deepest out of the ground are figs and stuff like that, you know. And peaches are taproot too, hey? Yeah, they're taproot. There's only a few that are taproots. The rest are all lateral roots, which is interesting. I'd rather make my own using brown sugar. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Yeah. Have a blessed day, Howie. I have some chores to do before 10 a.m. here. Hey, Vay, thanks for dropping by. Have a great day. If you don't know Vay, get over there and find out because pretty cool channel. Yeah, cool live streams too. Very cool. Very cool topics. JDF Howie, I was just going to mention figs and you start talking about it. Oh, cool. Okay. See you, Vay. Microbes don't like the molasses that much because it's refined. Yeah, it is. You know, I like it though. It's all ready to go and it's unsulfured and I fatten up my salmon. They're pretty good with it. So, and I've used brown sugar too. I've done that recipe too that you're talking about. Really, I didn't see much difference other than in price wise. The price of the molasses was higher than the brown sugar, and you made more with the brown sugar. Like, yep. Yeah, I realized that. I didn't see much difference other than the convenience. I didn't have to do too much. It was just put it into the bucket of water and pour it onto the plant underneath on the ground from the trunk, a little not quite at the trunk and out to the drip line. And it worked for me. And I did brown sugar before. I've done years ago. I even used corn syrup. So and I've used white sugar before years and years ago. I wouldn't use it now, but you learn as you go, right? And I've used a few things: honey, maple syrup. I've used a lot of things, and it can fluctuate. Really in all aspects, it still fattened them up. So it's sugar, it's glucose, it's some harm microbes and some don't, or some harm human. At the end of the day, I just went, well, molasses is for me and brown sugar. That both of them, I'd use both of them. Sulfur helps bring out the skunk terps. Okay. Sulfur is a mineral your plants need, helps with many things. Yeah. Yeah. No, not all sugars are good. Well, exactly. Some sugars are just burn shit out of you. I might grow sorghum to put back in the soil. Nice. Only sugars end in I can't even read it. I don't even know what that word is. Fructose, glucose, lactose, right? Yep, yep. All good sugars. Well, it's all in the calories, right? Sugar is an interesting topic. Apparently, a new friend at the hospital was interesting. She started talking to me about this movie called Sugar. It's on Netflix or something. I'm gonna go check it out. I like to watch anything on sugar. Yeah, but it's interesting I have to keep. I have a heat dome coming, 100-day heat dome. Now that's a rumor. Nobody quote me, but apparently there's 100-day heat dome coming, and that should be very interesting. Just like salts, good salts, bad salts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm not. I try not to look at good salts, bad salts for myself. I just lower all salt because I have high blood pressure. Right, I need more oxygen and oxygenate. Only smoke a little tiny bit of salmon now, and frankly, I've lowered my all salts. Yeah, all salts. Um, Down because my numbers were really skyrocketed on the salt situation, and I'm waiting for some more results to come back. But I did go and see private people to find out things too, because we have this how do you say socialistic healthcare system governed by stupid people. Now, that's dangerous, man. Yeah, it's there. I don't like to name call too much, but if you're a professional and you're acting stupid, and you're going to get called stupid because that's what you did. Now, if you're not professional and you're born that way and you screwed up like the rest of us, then you ain't stupid. You're normal and loved. Let me stop preaching and get to work now. Stay blessed, Howie. No, no, you're not preaching. No, you're showing a better way there, Pilgor. All good conversation at Visible Farms. Yeah, yeah. I enjoy everything you say. No, it's very good. Very, very good. I've mad respect, much love, my friend. Yeah, yeah. You have a good day and enjoy your forest garden in the desert. Yeah. Funny smells come in from outside now. I don't know what that's all about, but I've noticed it 3 or 4 times from this past week. I don't know what that is. I don't know. It's not nothing I'd like to smell again. I'm gonna go and find it. I think it's someone in the neighborhood because every time it seems to be a cold night, you get these funny plastic smells and whatnot. It's easy to control salt. You aren't eating. Oh, sorry, Dr. Paula. It's easy to control salt. You aren't eating processed foods. Yeah, exactly. That's where it's put in. But recently I had a bad. I kind of have a hankering for when I go camping for canned ham, and I just cook it in a pan and some eggs and have some toast and coffee, and that's my junk food for when I'm camping. But I opened the can of ham because I was tired and I was kind of in rough shape, and I ate a piece of it. Well, man, my blood pressure went through the roof. I had to take a damn Lodipine. That's the only thing that I know of that brings down, and that's corrosive on the kidneys. I'm probably not supposed to say that, but I don't really give a rat's butt anymore because I had a rough time recently. So the doctor gave it to me to take it like if I had to on like have it ready. So I did, and it worked before they when I was in the hospital. I ate some I don't know some cheese or something salty or something they gave me, and just boom brought up the blood pressure within 2 hours. I was just like, oh man, I can hardly see. I got a headache, a little pain here. Like, what's going on? And it's salt. It comes down to salt and sugar. And the bad salt, you're right, is in processed food. Absolutely. Because was a sure thing with the canned ham, I'll tell you. Well, before in the, we get weird smells here too. They claim it's from the Canadian wildfires. Yeah, this isn't wildfire smoke. There's no wildfires here. There's none. There might be out east, but there's nothing here. We're having atmospheric downpours. Okay, and that's heavy, heavy rain over a 10, 12-hour period. Well, I don't know if it was that long last night, but it's in the forecast for the next week. And then we're in for a 2 to 3 month heat dome. Now, this is meteorologists saying this. I'm just the messenger, so I'm on the West Coast. I know you're on the East Coast. But that smell, when I feel that smell, I don't feel well smelling it. It's annoying, so it can't be good for me. Oh yeah, that's all the sodium nitrate and nitrates. I can easily see how your body reacted to that. Well, I'm so clean, right? I'm just like, ooh, dude. And it was a rocking time. I was laying there and my heart hurt, and I was like, oh man, am I having a stroke? And then I'm like, okay, this, you get kind of, freaked out about things. Yeah, hospital food is loaded with nitrates and yeah, loaded. I never ate much of that. I had a friend make my food from here and bring it to me, and it smelled so good. There's other people that were coming and going out of the room, and they're smelling the food, and they're like, "Oh, where'd you get that?" And I'm like, "Well, I had it made. It was brought here from my house." And they're like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Yeah. Would you like some?" So there was this corrections officer next to me. He could smell the food too. He had a rough time. Still has. And anyway, he ended up getting oregano meatballs. It's like you need like a pound of dried oregano and about 5 pounds of meat, and you mix up beef, buffalo, deer, elk, moose, caribou, whatever. You mix it all up, and you cook it into little balls in the pan. Well, balls like fairly good size, like twice the size of a golf ball size. And you cook it in the pan for a while to get that brown coating on it, and then you pop it in the oven in some good fuel like beef tallow from free range beef or something like that in there. And so I ran out of oregano. Now my fresh oregano is ready, but I ended up finding some from Italy, which was nice. And a friend spotted it in a store, and it was Walmart of all places. And it was nice, big, long bunch of oregano dried. I was just like, at first I thought when I ended up with it, I thought it was Mexican oregano, which is my favorite, but it's not. It's Italian oregano, but which is very similar. Yeah, hospital food is not, no, they say it's coming from the West. I don't believe a word they say. Oh, doc, no, it's not. There's no fire. Oh, yeah, maybe. There is some, like a couple of provinces over, I think in Saskatchewan or in Alberta, northern Alberta, but it's not in British Columbia here. It's not, it's impossible because everything's soaking wet here. It's pretty soaked, and it's been raining like that, like off and on like that for a while. Like we'll might get 1 or 2 or 3 days sun once in a while, not very often, and the rest is just rain. Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Betty Big's Adventures. Let me get a bite. Yeah, the meatballs were beautiful. Yeah. Oh, that sounds delicious. I got to try that today since I just dehydrated oregano yesterday. Oh yeah, just put it right inside there and mush it in with a couple of eggs. And if you want some dried what do you call that? Like little breadcrumbs, but you make your own. You put a bit of that and it holds together with a duck egg is nice, but a couple of organic chicken eggs is good too. Yeah. Oh, that sounds delicious. Yeah. Fifi, hello. And Dr. Yeah, okay. Buddy's saying hello. Dr. Paula says we had that smell all last summer Again, I blamed it on the Canadian wildfires. I believe they were off-gassing the chemicals from the drain derailment in Ohio. It's very possible that off-gassing is a big issue here too from the landfill. It off-gasses huge amounts of methane that they never recovered. They just kept burying it and burying it. Just no sense in the brain at all. This is just very dangerous stuff. I wouldn't even go smoking there. And some of that sour gas that's coming off them natural gas wells in the far interior of northern British Columbia where I live. I mean, you drive through that sour gas. I mean, and there's people that are in distress up there, and there's a lot of environmental damage with kids being born without being born. You know what I mean? Can't say too much that you get shut down, but it's the truth. There's been hostilities, massive hostilities in the north over the years over the sour gas. But here we get on southern Vancouver Island, we get off gassing from the methane and whatever else is coming out from that landfill, because everything goes in there. Now we have a little bit better what goes into the landfill, but it could be increased dramatically if it was done properly. And it just isn't. Some things are good that, we have a used oil recycling program and a plastic and styrofoam program, and glass and recyclables and cardboard all goes into recycling. There's really not a lot of garbage anymore. What's garbage? It's pretty much everything's recycled. And then the kitchen waste, you have a green bin, which I don't have. So you get lower taxes if you don't have a green bin. You make your own compost. You have to take money off your taxes. Just something to check out. People saying hello. Fifi saying yum. Also, we never smell California wildfires. Are the Canadian ones different? I don't know. Fire's fire. Last time I heard lots of carbon and toxins. You gotta be careful. Like when cities burn. Like we had a couple of small cities or large towns burn here, like Lytton. The town of Lytton it's completely gone off the map, and then Fort McMurray and a few other ones that just went right through. And just like the ones in Hawaii, it just started burning. And it's just like, the only recourse is to run and get into the water or swim and get away in a boat or something, because it's harsh. You need a compost program at your landfill. Well, they do have one, sort of. They have a human manure composting toilet, but you're not allowed to have one. But they have one, but you're not allowed to have an outhouse. That's against the law. It's just bears been pooping on the land for millennia. Okay? Many millennia. Yeah, apes, monkeys, ducks, chickens, goats, deer, gorillas, chimpanzee, lizards, frogs. List is literally endless. So when you go and take a bathroom break and you flush it out in that ocean or lake or treasury, they call it, that's not what's supposed to happen. It's supposed to go onto the land and solarized and turned back into soil. It's not to be flushed out in the ocean. No, it's not. Absolutely not. Or your lake or your river. Plant's not a garbage dump. It's your home. That's where you live. Yeah, it's an interesting subject. You need a compost program at your landfill. Need a compost program on your street, on every block. Good morning, Bayou Sugar Garden, Fifi, and Buddy Biggs from Odom's. Welcome. Good morning, Odom. I have to harvest today and get rid of more. I found one slug yesterday. I think I found one hitchhiker too, a stink bug or something. So, got to keep an eye on what you're growing all the time. Go out and measure it. The measure of the veggie garden, measure of the Dave's growth. You want to have a look at everything. It's interesting too. Sometimes you find some cool stuff. I saw you find the slug yesterday. What did you name him? Sluggy. Sluggy. Banana slugs are edible. You salt them, you shrivel up, salt them again, shrivel up, salt them again, and then dehydrate them. Yeah. Banana slugs are called. They're huge. They're huge monster slugs. And yeah, that's the only slug that's. Well, escargot is a little different. Snails. Don't eat the blue snails. That's all you got to remember. Or blue limpets or whatever. It's a pretty good psychedelic buzz. There are good eating snails, though. Yeah. Yeah, they're delicious. I've eaten them. I think I found one of those hammerhead worms. They can be something to people and pets. Can't see it. They have that heart sticking there. You never get that last word before the last sentence. Unless I guess I could move it up. No, that went the wrong way. Can be too toxic to people and pets. Yeah, yeah. I harbored esco. Fifi, urban homestead and lifestyle. I harvest escargot every year and I love it. Yep. Yeah, I go to the restaurant and order it. I like it in mushroom caps and lemon juice and organic butter. Hmm. That's okay in my book, and a little bit of parsley, dried parsley, and it's pretty delicious. I never had escargot, but I bet I would love it too. It's kind of like squiddly, rubbery a little bit, but not really. And it tastes really good though. But once you get past the texture of what you're eating, it doesn't matter because it tastes like lobster a little bit. Yes, I discovered that hammerhead worm last year in my garden for the first time on over 10 years. I made a video about it. So gross. Oh, I gotta check that out. I don't think I know that one. They all look like they got hammerhead worm things, slime things here, but there's some of them like newts and stuff. You're not allowed to touch. They're toxic to touch them. So I found out I was probably like 12 years old and I seen them underneath the water. There was one like I don't know 6, 7 inches long maybe, and I noticed he was running along the bottom and he had a back tail like a lizard and he had eyeballs and I was just like, wow, look at that guy. Hey, so I wanted to really look at one, but then I remembered reading about poisonous newts. So not all newts or salamanders are poisonous, but some are. You can't handle them; it goes into your skin. So I threw out a worm with a little tiny hook, and the thing ate it, and I popped them out, and I noticed there was lots there in this beautiful ecosystem, and it's the only place I ever found them. So I didn't want to take very many or anything. So I just wanted to take one to the scientist guy I knew that the biological station, and I brought it in there, and I had it wrapped up. I didn't touch it. He's like, "Oh, good, that's the poisonous one." I was just like, "Yeah, I figured there was something to it." He was real pretty looking, and I went, pretty looking things you don't touch in nature, like pretty looking mushrooms. You just don't touch them. You know what I mean? Take the ugly ones. So I bloody well took it in there, and he told me what it was. It was a newt, a poisonous newt, And I was just like, yeah, good. I'm glad I had wrapped it in wax paper and then some tin foil. I didn't want it drying out, but I did finish them off. I didn't want them to suffer or anything before I took them home. So I finished them off, and it took a day, so I put them in the refrigerator. Oh, Jesus. I also want to learn about foraging mushrooms. Yeah, be careful. I take the mushroom hold of the snails. I take the mushroom hold the snails. Yeah, me too, Odom. Sometimes. Fifi, yes, I discovered. Okay. Poor man's lobster. Yeah, right. Exactly. It was lobsterish. I liked it. I liked Snell's escargot. Yeah, I didn't think I would, but I've been eating them for years. Freshwater clams, saltwater mussels, and oysters, and gooey ducks, these giant clams from the ocean. Delicious. You don't cook them very long, and you have to prepare things a certain way. It's usually the preparer that's gone wrong or the storage of the food's gone wrong if it doesn't taste right from the wild. Buddy Big's Adventures wife purchased a book on wild mushrooms a few years ago. Cool. What a creature. Yeah, very, very toxic. Howie, everyone's time to get ready for my son's baseball game. Hey, put him out of the park. I hope you all have an awesome day. You too, Buddy Biggs Adventures. Thanks for coming here, Buddy Biggs. Odom, I'm going to make a point to learn about that stuff. Yeah, Buddy Biggs. Have an awesome day, buddy. Beefy, bye all. Yep, there, I got it all. Yep. Oh, there's lots of daylight now. Be going out there and harvesting. I've got 3 people on the list. I got the old age home down here, so I'm going to bring 2 baskets there of the greens, and I'm going to freeze a bunch of my spinach though. But I see I still have packages of frozen spinach from last year, so I don't know. I might just do like a half a dozen packs or something because I don't seem to use it much unless I'm like down to like, you can't get out to the store for a week in the wintertime or something. That's when I used it. I put it in soup and then I baked a casserole with it, which was pretty good actually. We cooked some snails at Boy Scouts camp. It was not for me. Sometimes it's best just to watch others do the stupid thing, and then you go, "Oh, I'm smarter than them. I'm smarter than a snail." Stay blessed, Buddy Biggs. Yeah, snails in Boy Scouts camp. It was not for me. Yeah, well, when there's no other protein, it will be for you there, Odom. When it comes down to the crunchy, like there's nothing on the shelf and there's nothing in the pantry, and you'll eat snails. It's like that. It's like nobody took pink salmon or chum salmon here in British Columbia. Nobody did that I know of. They just didn't do it. They caught them and let them go, but they wouldn't eat them. Now, with all the ones that they did catch, never let go, or gone, they're now eating the ones they didn't eat. Okay? That's how it works. All of a sudden, the pinks are worth something and chum's worth something. Alaskan chum is worth more now than it used to be by 10 times the amount. I'll find some fish or some animal. Well, I wish you the best on that endeavor because I will be doing it as well, Odom. But food is all in the preparer and where it comes from and how it was stored and how you're preparing it. It's simple as that. Like I know I can go out back here. I have underground food. Like I don't know how many types of potatoes grow in my food forest just here. I'm not talking about all the other places. You could pretty much grow them anywhere in wild, in the common ground or in a park or wherever, man. You just put the potato in. If you got big potatoes with eyes, cut them in half, put them in the ground, dig it around. Throw a little black soil on, a little lime, bing, bada, boom. You know it's there. You can put a nice little rows and fields and whatever you want, and they'll grow. Just do it just before spring or at spring. So anyway, that's my underground food with sunchokes, dongjing, and oka. I have underground. I have hundreds and hundreds of pounds underground food in the food forest. So then the ocean's right there. I'm not talking about the food that grows on the ground like strawberries and raspberries and blueberries and goji berries. I was just talking about underground food, and there's turnips there and beets and whatever, bulbs and stuff like tiger lilies and stuff. Lots of them. Them good eating, baked. Never eat a white lily, by the way. But then there's the ocean just down the way here with all the seaweed and kelp and sweet grass growing on them on the ocean bed. I mean, geez, I tried some of that. It's delicious. It actually drains some of my lymph. I have to use a massager now, a vibrator, and get the lymph to go down. It gets blocked there. Drink more water, drink more lemon juice, put a piece of lemon on there. Just some of the alternative when you go to see the medical establishment can be a little rough. Root crops. Yeah, root crops are underground food. Mm-hmm. I think that's the best because if you remove the upper flora, the greenery, and spread leaves around, nobody knows the potato patch is there but you, unless they've seen it growing. And it's good to have that hidden food. It really is. And sure, hey, money, if it ever goes south and not worth something and the store goes, oh, sorry, all our credit card numbers were hijacked and all that crap that's been happening, like hacked and jacked and whatever. They shut down a major pharmacy here for like a bloody week. And just recently, something else just happened. Ticketmaster got nailed with hijacked, hacked, or whatever they call it. Also, if you can harvest as needed, yes. Sorry for the nothing to be sorry about. You should see my spelling. It's atrocious. I have spell check. A lot of if you can harvest as needed. Yeah. So most of what I talked about, the underground food, it can be harvested during the winter time, and that's when it is needed, especially in the northern hemisphere. Grant McIntosh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Yep. I didn't miss anybody. Nope, looks good. I went on to StreamYards, but it didn't work. Live streaming YouTube. Weird. Nature's Growers TV. Hello, Julie. Good to see you. Sitting around, drinking some coffee. Wondering what I'm going to do with the produce today. It's fun growing lots, but then you have to. Some people come by and pick it up, though, which is really good. And, that really helps. Yesterday, that really helped with someone showing up. Three people showed up. Four people ended up with what happened yesterday, at 5, including myself. So that was pretty good. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hey, you got lots of fresh veggies yesterday. Oh, yeah. And I gave it away to several people. But it's always nice to have someone show up and pick it up. Makes my life a lot easier. So that happened too. 2 people showed up, and I like that. And then another person brought over to my house these cookies at Christmas time, some kind of Ukrainian cookies. They had they have that Ukrainian look to them, like a bread kind of thing. So I said to myself, the first major harvest, I'm going to drop off a basket to. He brought his family over here and gave that at Christmas time. I was very heartfelt. So I said to myself, I'm gonna go and bring that back 10 times fold. So I gave him that big, huge Chinese spice cabbage, and I gave him lettuce, kale, and garlic. Yeah, basketful. Here you go. Right? He's just like, wow. It was kind of neat going to his house. I'd never really been up to his door. I seen his house from a distance and whatever, but I never, because he's on the same street, but I never actually went to his door. I just don't visit people much. I should be more social, but go up there. This is the most opulent bloody door I've ever seen in my life. This thing didn't have a hinge like you would think. Like you have a hinge here and here, here, and the door opens and closes, right? So there was no hinge, and the doors over here open and close through a shaft that goes up and down inside the door. And I thought, holy wow, this place is heavily fortified, man. Like to knock that door down, you would require it looked like a steel door with teak wood or oak or something on the outside. This thing, when it opened up, I'm like, whoa, I feel like I'm in the Bat Cave here, dude. And it's a brand new, $1 million house he had built. It's probably worth a good mill. Well, it's worth several $1 million altogether with the land, but that house had to cost a mill. And yeah, so I'm going to give him a couple of figs this year. Here you go, buddy. Welcome to the hood. He's always so friendly. And then when he brought me a gift at Christmas time, I thought I was pretty impressed with that. Show some love, right? I was like, wow. So I thought to myself when I harvest figs or I harvest the greens, he's the first on the list. After that, he has to show up himself if he wants some. I'm not going to bring it twice to him or 3 times. I'm not doing that unless I have to, like I'm going that way or something. But I'll let you have it, but then it's up to you to come and get it. I got to teach people to fish. Don't give them a fish, right? You got lots of fresh veggies yesterday. Yep. Hello, Fifi from Grant, and hi, Fifi. Fifi, that's nice community building. Yeah, absolutely. You look after your community, even if you don't like them, but you gotta love them. But even if you don't like them, they're still in the community, and if something happens and you have to deal with them, so you should have some kind of repertoire with them. Just even if it's a hello, how you doing today, and know their first name, and hope you get better soon, or whatever the conversation is. And then there's other ones that I go and visit, like there's some old people down at the lodge, and then over across the street and up the street, and a couple of them are on their way out of the world, so it's neat to see them when you go and see them. Bring something nice. Shannon Barrett, good morning. Yeah, community building is everything. If you have a type of off-grid situation in an urban environment, it really helps. It doesn't help when you dig a underground room and go and hide in it. Yeah, that doesn't work. You got to come out sometime, right? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Happy Saturday today. I think so. It's Oak Bay Days today. It's Oak Bay Tea Party. So I'll be going to that after. Maybe I could bring greens there and give it out to the homeless or something. Yeah, that's an idea. That's what I'll do. That way it saves me the trouble of going around and giving it out and putting out my farm stand. What a pain that is. Drag it all the way out there, drag it all the way back. Pain. Avoid the pain. Yeah, I forgot. It's the Oak Bay Tea Party. And there's one other thing happening at the museum at the IMAX. Oh yeah, it's the megalithic stone structures. That's right. The Stonehenge is downtown. I forgot about that. I got to go see that. It was how it looked like 1,000 years ago or whatever, right? That took some work to build, man. I'm impressed at that. There's a few structures in the world that blows my mind. That they're not just a few thousand years old; they're tens of thousands of years old. Yeah, I think I answered everybody's question. Oh, I've been here over an hour. Huh. Well, radishes, lettuce, and berries are all I've been eating. I'm ready for some fresh tomatoes. Guess what happened yesterday? I brought fresh lettuce to this. She's an awesome grower. She grows like a lot of food, and I get a fresh tomato back, a big bloody tomato like that, and it's local fresh tomato, and I'm like, and I'm gonna save this. I'm not. I'm gonna make myself a tomato quinoa bread sandwich with some Dijon mustard. Yeah, baby, that's gonna be nice. Good morning, Shannon Barrett from Fifi. Well, good morning, Shannon Barrett. Nice. I have some small green tomatoes. Oh, nice. I like fried green tomatoes and corn grits. You take the green tomato and you put it in the egg yolk, not the white part, but the yolk, and then you dip that. Actually, you dip it into some flour, and then you dip it in some egg yolk, and then you dip it in some spice, generally garlic powder, something like that, and then you just drop it in butter, but it's on low heat, so like the lowest low, because you're using butter. You don't want to heat up butter, it heats up and burns. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't want to heat it. Oh, I'm getting Greek olive oil today. Yeah, it's fresh too, but it's in a can. I didn't care for it being in a can. I was just like, I like glass. I like dark green glass. But apparently, it's not cheap either. It's like not even a liter. It's like I think it's like 900 milliliters, and it's like close to $15. And it's not a liter even, but some olive oil here is $70 and $80 for a half liter, and it's local. It's over on one of the Gulf Islands. They have a press. And they have a couple thousand olive trees now, which is a lot, and they're in production. Nice. I have small green tomatoes. Yeah, yeah. I have a bunch of different tomatoes this year. So I've been experimenting a bit with just going and buying a rainbow tomato box full of all different colored tomatoes, that small cherry ones, but they're all different colors. So they're all different ones, and I just sow them, and they're all growing really, really well. Slow, but I planted them really super early under glass. So, and I grew them inside for a little bit, and they may have even been a little bit root bound when I did plant them because I ended up in the hospital. But I also grew peppers that way, half a dozen plus. If I found a pepper I liked at the store, I just kept the seed and then I grew it, and it worked really good. And I did that to eggplant as well. I did that to eggplant as well. I know it's not. I know it's GMO most likely, but you know what? It's an experiment. I grill my green. Oh, hey, Doc. I grill my green tomatoes and then eat it over polenta with my homemade sauce. So yummy. Oh, yeah. I like polenta too. I need to do a garden update video. Yeah, Grant, how you've inspired me. It's good to see you, Grant. You're my good friend. Oh, good olive oil, so yummy. Yeah, that's hard to find real olive oil. You know, out of the entire olive oil collection, it is a big specialty store, and I know this guy from Corsica near France there, and he went from Europe to England to Canada, and I've met him a few times at the specialty store. He's basically he works super hard for these rich people. So I've been always chatting him up. He goes, "I know you're into good olive oil." I went, "Yeah." He goes, "Come and check this out." He says, "I've been using it. It's delicious." And he has like several thousand olive trees in Corsica, where he's from, and so so he turned me on to this Greek olive oil, and it's fresh just in, and it's real. He knows it's real. But out of all the olive oils there was like a massive collection. He said, I wouldn't use any of it but this one. So I said, okay. And I looked at the price. I said, okay, I'm going to need a ton of cash on me. I'm just going to buy a ton of it. Yeah. And probably a dozen or so cans, and they're not cheap. So I'm just going to take that and I'm going to store it in my pantry, but I'm going to use it. I'm just not going to put it away until it goes rancid. And that's one thing you have to watch with all oils, whether it's cold pressed extra virgin olive oil or not. But this one that he pointed out to me, and he pointed out, I pointed out all the fake ones to him. And he goes, you're absolutely right. And there was a couple, 3 that could be fake or might not be faked or partially faked, or there's been something altered in it. So there was one out of all these kinds that were there that just came in. So that's on my list today. And the Oak Bay Tea Party, I'm going there because I always go there. It's fun. A lot of all the artists, they come out, and vendors and musicians and magicians and street performers and people like that. I've even performed there. I would play guitar and sing music years and years ago. Yeah. Oh, good olive oil. So yummy. Yeah, there's a really good one called Salt Spring Olive Company or something, olive oil company. I don't know the exact name of it, but it's an island over from here. And they're new on the scene, but they went big on their olive trees. And I mean, there's rows and rows of them, man. And it's really good. They're huge now. They must be 15 years old. Some of that 10 maybe years old. 10-year-old olive trees, maybe more. I don't know. Or I think some of them might be more that they bought that were already advanced. And some people made mistakes and bought that Russian olive tree. And there's no olives comes on the Russian olive tree, in case you don't know, but people don't know better. I've seen that here, and they had to clean up a mess every year, and they got no olives. And I'm like, well, you got the wrong tree. Olives and figs are the oldest cultivated tree for man. Yeah. And quince too, but quince was more foraged. And much as olive was more or less foraged as well. But the original one is the fig. And there's different types of figs. They're not all the same. Because every time you open them, there's like a million different types of figs. Okay. Not all of them are going to taste good to you. Maybe taste good to someone else, right? A limp thing going on. There we go. There, that's movement now. I felt that. It's I blaming it on the ham I ate, that canned ham. I haven't had a fresh fig for years. I can't eat a whole bunch, but what I do is I take them just before they're ripe, where there's still a little bit of the milky sap coming out, because then it's not loaded on sugar. If you wait till it droops over and then the butt end opens right up and you see wafts coming in, don't eat that one. Well, you can make jam out of it, but I do like figs. I like loquat. I'm growing that, and then my friend, he has loquats. It's nice to eat them. And I go to another friend that grows passion fruit here, and her and her husband just died too. He was one of my good friends. Well, I didn't just die. It's been a year now, I guess. I better stop over there and see her, see how she's doing. I've seen her a couple times. She always sees me in the market or at some farming convention or something, and she always says hello. Oh, that was right. Last time I seen her was at the witches' party. There was a secret fairy garden lady had a party once a year. It's all she has. This year she's lagging. She broke her finger and her dad died. She's having a rough time. So I said to myself, today or tomorrow, I bring her some flowers. So her favorite flowers. I've been threatening myself with it for a couple of weeks now. Love passion fruits. Yeah, Julie, they're nice. I made a video. It's on my channel of my friend's place. I remember having them in Mississippi when I was a teenager. I bet they would grow there. Fifi. Oh, nice. I have about 5 passion fruit varieties, but only one cold hardy. Yeah, I found that I tried growing them along the railing to the roof. I thought, well, maybe they'll grow there. They did for a couple, 3 years, but then they just died right back. So what it is, it's under the eave. So you have the eave like this, and the house is right here. So over here is you put the passion fruit, and that eve acts as like like a say it's a like a premature baby kind of idea. You're protecting it. You're protecting that passion fruit. Now I know you're in a cold zone too, so it could be a little tough. You might need a shield and maybe even a heating cord in the ground. Maybe heating pad in the ground, heat the ground. Maybe I'm looking at upgrading here for my lemon citrus growing because I lost my Satsuma, but luckily I have it somewhere else, and I can make a air layered clone this year. And I lost a lemon, and I lost the passion fruit. It just was too cold, and so I'm going to have to put my A game on because those are things I enjoy. Oh, nice. I have about 5 passion fruit varieties, but only one cold hardy. I didn't know there was a cold hardy one. The ones that the one that actually my friend is growing a few of them along underneath the eave. I did put a video up, and but they're hey, Shift Kicker, welcome, 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 Shift Kicker. I haven't seen you in a long time. There you go, sunshine. If you don't know Shift Kicker, she has Women's Wednesday, I think, or something like that, and it's about 10 or 11 Pacific Standard Time, and it's time for the girls to meet up, and even guys are invited too, as far as I know. Shift Kicker is pretty cool, and they have some interesting topics. Some topics you might like, some you might not like. I liked all their topics. Yeah. Thumbs up. Yeah. Oh, thank you kindly for the thumbs up and share or whatever you want to do. That's great. I may. The thing is, I get carried away growing tropicals in Massachusetts. That's not a place to grow tropicals. I me, permit me. I was born and grew up in the Caribbean where you just drop seed and it grew and produced. Yeah. Yeah. Well, in the Northern Hemisphere, you have to make shields, and microclimates are your best friend, and protection with shields and controlling temperatures your other friend. And that's it's good to see a Shift Kicker. Always a pleasure. But I can't grow tropicals here. I tried. I had avocado. I had pineapple. Actually, I grew pineapple. They just didn't grow very big. And I grew coconut tree for 3 years from a coconut. I was my experiment. I tried to get one from Vietnam, from the highlands where it's a little bit colder. I tried that one, and it went for 3 years. And I did when I noticed that it was not going to do well. I just tried to bring it inside, and I ate that coconut before that sprouted. It was delicious. Yeah. Shared it. Well, thank you kindly, Shift Kicker. Thank you so much. I know you're a busy person, so I have, and I appreciate you. Yes, I have a greenhouse and huge grow tent. And my garage, my avocado has been growing for 2 years now. So we'll see how that goes. Well, that goes. Yeah. Yeah, I had an avocado for 8 or 9 years. And then I had several kinds. I had the Oreo Negra, and I had a Haas avocado. I had several kinds growing, and the Oreo Negra was the best avocado one, the black avocado. That was the best. Yeah. Sharon, good morning. Sharon. Oh, Shannon. Shannon, sorry. Sharon? Shannon. Hey, I don't know. I think I had it right. Shannon Barrett. Yep. Hi, Fifi Urban. It's Shannon. Yes, it's Shannon. Of course, it's Shannon. But My vision is not very good, but I thought Shift Kicker called you Sharon, but it's not. I can hardly read small print now. I do have glasses. I should wear them, I suppose. But it has to be like when I first start out in the morning, I'm not limping and I can see fairly good. By the time noon comes around, I'm limping and I can't see where the heck. Picking the last of this year's asparagus. Nice. Oh, that's right. I have to stop at the organic farm. Oh, yeah, it's Saturday. I'm supposed to be doing an interview there. If I don't do it today, I'll have to do it Wednesday. And there's two stages. There's the morning chores, the setting up the stand, and then there's the afternoon chores. And he's got all these new toys for it. Yeah, he had a Cub tractor rebuilt, like an old one, like a super old one from the 60s or 50s, I forget. And so he's learned this organic farmer. He likes it when I come by. He likes that I bring cool seeds and have cool information on. See, I'm not from there, so I can see more than the person that's there, because they get into a a rhythm, and there's, for some reason, people on the outside can see the forest and the mountains, but the person in the forest only sees the trees. So a person from not around there can have a wider perception. So every time I meet with them like this, and it's been a few times over many years, and they're like family. And this year I gave them, I don't know, dozens of fig trees. And oh yeah, I got to bring him some more figs too. He likes those short ones because it's windy there. The mission fig. No, it's not. It's the Desert King fig. There's too many figs to remember. Sorry, Shannon. Yeah, Shift Kicker, it's okay. Shannon knows. Shannon's all right. I planted a seed that I grew from a very sweet, creamy avocado I brought back from my island. Your island. I like that. I like that. It's an experiment. Well, yeah, yeah. One day someone's going to open up the avocado, and it's gonna live it'll be a hardy variety for the northern hemisphere. For the simple fact that it is a stone fruit, is related to a peach and plum. It's a stone fruit. It's a stone fruit. So it's just a matter of time that someone finds one that will grow in it's just a matter of time. And that's like with most fruit trees and even vegetables. My point exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna make out well, and it's good that you brought that back. My friend brought stuff back from Japan like that. Not avocado, but other things. And then some people have flown here from like Los Angeles. People have flown here from Arizona, and they just wanted a specific thing that I had, and then just went and put it in their luggage, and they got back on the plane and went home with it. I was just like, that's impressive. One guy, he just wanted the Italian fig with the purple flesh inside, but it's yellow outside, and it's like purple sweet jelly flesh inside. And he's like, I've been looking for this. And I'm like, okay. And he was a bass fisherman, and he knew my name. He knew Mrs. V's name. He was very smart. He was a world champion bass fisherman. I'm not going to say his name, but he came here and that's what he wanted. So what I did is I said, okay, so you came this ways, and I thought I'd take him fishing too, but I wasn't feeling well. I just wasn't feeling well to take him fishing, and the wind wasn't right. So my mouth watered with that description. Yeah. So I have that growing here in several places now, but I'm finding it difficult to get it growing because it seems like every mouse, rabbit, and deer just bloody well goes for it. So now I have it coveted and hidden in several spots. I'm smarter than a deer and a rabbit and a mouse. I know I am, even though they outsmart me and eat my lilies and my peas and stuff like that. I know I'm smarter, so I just grew the peas inside a controlled area then. Yeah, you think you're smart, eh? I like it that the deer come and the birds come here. They're not afraid of me. They're friendly to me. It's really cool to see. My friend down the road at this huge mega farm and forested area. He let the forest grow up around the farm, and his father did, and his father's father did. And they have the largest eucalyptus tree in North America there. It's gigantic. It just blows my mind to see it. Yeah. And other things, he has the world's greatest apple there. You can smell the apple and you're 30 feet away from it. I'm like, what's that? Mrs. V was with me too. And she's like, I got to have that, Howie. And I'm like, oh, I'll see. I was friends with the guy for many years, and his father was a really good friend of mine, Tony. Tony was a great guy. We had this gator, and we'd drive through these forests of exotic woods and food and greenhouses. That guy had it going on. He was pulling in $90,000 a month in 1969. Like, that's a lot of bread, man, in 1969. Like, that's like millions today. And that's how high producing with his polytunnels. But he went a little further. He made huge tunnels, and I had to repair them for years for him and his son. I bought some hot and spicy oregano and planted it. It smells amazing. Yeah. Yes, you are convincing yourself not. But hey, it's all in the preparing of the food, how fresh it is and how you've stored it. And if you're trusting someone with your food, you should know them really well. Like this, going to the store and just buying something, that's just unacceptable anymore. There's just too many variables of toxicity, cross-contamination. I feel much better and I get a really good sleep if I grow my own food or I go see the organic farmer. You just feel relaxed when you bloody well eat. You're not like thinking about all the crap on it. And then recently I had some bad news about my health. I just started eating the blueberries out of the container, and my medical representative happened to be there, and she's like, shouldn't you wash them? I said, I don't care anymore. I just didn't care. I didn't give a rat's butt. I said, just get your own. I said, or here. I said, leave me alone. I'm happy. Yeah, so I ate them without washing them. They were organic, but you should still wash it. But I didn't care anymore at that point. I just, like, when I go in the forest and I'm eating, sure, I'll look, see if there's any bird poop on the currants or gooseberries or whatever, the lettuce. And, you look it over, if there's parasites, you leave it, or bugs or whatever, unless you're really hungry. I was teaching this young he was the chief scout of Canada. He was high up there. He wanted to know what to do in the bush. I said, well, let's go. I'll show you. Showed him how to eat bugs. Guy was incredible. I mean, I showed him how to get a branch, and then you see them build all their webs in the field, on the edge of the forest. And you go along and you just kill the spiders and you put them in your soup can. Eh? Yeah. Still listening, making homemade sourdough. Nice. Yogurt and chicken broth. More yum. Yeah, that's the beauty of life is your food prep. It's so loving to do. It's the best. You feel good about it. You can relax. You're not having to read look, if there's one ingredient on a can, there's 15 in there you don't know about. That's not including all the PFAS, your forever chemical crap to, you grew that in the backyard. I sit there when I eat stuff, especially my own lemons. I just eat the whole thing. I don't even wash it. I want the microbes. I don't care anymore. I stopped using mouthwash 2 years ago because I knew it was killing microbes for my gut flora. I just knew it. Now I use a little baking soda in water. That's it. I'm done. My wife has sourdough baking, smells good. I love sourdough. And unwashed blueberry beets a Dorito. Okay, Doc, you're an MSD. Yeah, Doritos make my lymph hurt and my stomach wants to throw up. I simply can't eat that. I can't eat Skittles or chocolate bars. No, 70% plus chocolate cacao. It's a possibility, like Lindt or something. Yesterday, oh, I must tell you what I did yesterday. Woo! I bought 1 liter of organic ice cream. Just organic ice cream, nothing else. It wasn't cheap for 1 liter. Like you buy like 4 liter pail, it's what, $10? I bought 1 liter, okay, for $14. Mm-hmm. And it was organic chocolate ice cream, and I ate the whole thing. I did share a bowl with a friend. I gave away a bowl of it. Not too much. She was just 3 little scoops here. This is yours. I just took the container and I ate the whole container because it comes in this cardboard container without the PFAS and stuff, right? It has wax coating, right? So I bought that, and it's not the first time I've done it too. And I have no effects. My blood pressure didn't go up, my sugar level didn't go up, and I got a great sleep. I didn't have to get up in the middle of the night or nothing. And I've done it before, and I'm like, but it's not cheap. And there's only one place in this whole town of 400,000 people that has it. All the rest is junk. Well, there might be a couple of creamery ones and Italian gelato ones or whatever, but there's only one for me. And there is another one in a glass jar that's frozen in a glass jar, which I kind of find impressive. I have blueberry, blackberries growing in my herbs. Nice, Shannon Barrett. Paula, I agree. An unwashed berry means a Dorito every day. That's pretty good. I like that. I'm going to use that in the future. And you didn't feel guilty? No, actually, I wanted another one. And then my friend that I gave the bowl of ice cream to looks at me and goes, "You're not actually going to go buy another tub of ice cream?" I said, "It's not a tub. A tub is 4 liters. This is not less than, it was 946 liters or milliliters. It was less than a liter or 1/4 of a gallon. It wasn't a lot of ice cream." So what I did is I did end up washing some of the blueberries because they were only like $2 a pint. I mean, dirt cheap. So I washed them. And I said, "You want some blueberries?" And my friend's like, "Yeah, okay." So I dumped like a half a pint onto her ice cream. She's like, "Okay." And then she starts eating it. She goes, "This is the most wonderful thing I've ever eaten." And I'm like, "Yeah, it tastes pretty darn good, huh?" So I ate everything else. I ate a pint of blueberries and 900 milliliters of organic chocolate ice cream, and it was delicious. Yeah, absolutely delicious. I needed it. I've done it before though. I've done it before with when my friend at the organic farm. Um, he grows like different sweet melons, like watermelon and stuff, or peaches or something. And I just chopped up peaches and watermelon up, and I throw it on that organic chocolate ice cream. Okay, I found paradise. Hey, how to garden? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And you didn't feel guilty? Not at all. I felt guilty a couple times years ago. Went to a gun and rod club dinner. Some of the things I ate, I probably just would not eat today. Like, there's other things to eat besides some exotic creature from some foreign land like kangaroo or alligator. I'm just not into it anymore. I used to. I used to partake, but that's not so much anymore. And thank you all for that thumbs up. That really makes a difference. Have an amazing day. I got to do the things. Got to go do things. Shift Kicker Wednesday. Put your link up, Shift Kicker, so people could come and visit you. It's quite. She has quite a panel and a lot of topics. I think it's Women's Wednesday. I think that's what it's called. But go by and say hello to Shift Kicker. Lots of people do. Much loved and well respected. Nature's Growers TV is smiling. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah. Try to, if you're going to try to, if you're going to be bad and eat junk food, try to eat some really good junk food. No show this Wednesday. Okay, well, you can still run your link there if you'd like. You may, and well, you don't need, I don't need to tell you, you know, you can do that already. You're an outstanding YouTuber. So much love, mad respects. I'm trying to take care. Thank you for being here too. I forgot about all about you. Yeah. Sorry about that. I mean, there's a lot of people to remember. I mean, I didn't totally forget about you. Eat good junk food. Yeah. Yeah. Eat good junk foods. You know, if something's prepackaged as junk food, run. If there's something prepackaged on the shelf, it's a long distance run, but run fast as you can. The only thing that I eat frozen is peas. That's it. I won't eat anything else frozen. Peas, yes. That's it. My own frozen fish and meat I'll eat. I'm not eating anything else. The reason why it's frozen is because it was going bad mostly. Ugh. And dried food, you better know how to prepare it. You know, but if you're buying dried food, ugh. But if you're making your own food and drying it, yummy. You know, it's not everybody has a love for you. Okay. So you have all the love for you. So when you're making your food, you can put the love there and you'll feel it. It takes years to get healthy. It's not just boom, bing, bada, boom. It's all over with and I'm Superman again. Bloody hell doesn't work that way. What does work is initiating a regime of healthy body, healthy mind makes healthy choices. And that's the law of getting healthy and moving along. There's no magic pills as much as you'd like to know, but you should be getting your nutrition from food. You should. If it's not there, and chances are it most likely is not, then I advocate for myself. I'll eat nutraceutical. That's for me. And yeah, I have an extensive collection and rotated collection of nutraceutical. And you must watch nutraceuticals. They can go bad. Not all of them will go bad, but a good portion. I've been hanging out with my buddy, this guy, and he's a hell of a guy, man. He's super smart, and I bring him little treats. And when I get there, he shows me where the best vitamin D is. And he goes, "This is maximum amount here," and he doesn't let just any of the salespeople handle me. Boom, he's right there. He's like, "Yeah, what are we doing now?" You know, I'm like, "Okay, this is what my needs are." He's like, "Okay," and then some of the salespeople that are supposed to be helping me, he like waves them down. He knows because I know just as much or probably a heck of a lot more than the salesperson. So he knows, right? So he's right there helping me. And today I'll see him today too for about 15 minutes. I always pick his brain. He'll phone me up and ask me how I'm doing, how you feeling, is there, you know, can I do anything for you? Like how many pharmacists and integrated pharmacy techs do that? Not a lot. Talking my talk. Oh, hey, you're still here? I must be saying something right. Good to see you, Dr. Paula. Always a pleasure. If you don't know Dr. Paula Ruffin, she does a blog, live video, and gives out some of the best intel with her and her colleagues, other doctors that come to her live stream, and it's absolutely the best advice that I've seen. Other than there's a couple of other ones like Dr. Mendel. He's I love it. I've gone up on his panel a few times. He's an awesome guy, and he's helped me a great deal. You know, of navigating through the medical system here in Canada, and he does not give any advice on anything at all. It's just that he'll listen to my complaint, so to speak, and say, "Well, there's no love there. You need a different institution." That's his advice. I'm like, you know, it's so blatantly obvious and you just don't see it. You always take someone else from outside to see inside. because you're kind of preoccupied with this programming that you're programmed for. So it's very difficult that and so I thank Dr. Mendel, and he's the motivational doc. And I thank Dr. Paula Ruffin, because everything I've ever listened to Dr. Paula Ruffin is the absolute truth, and it's love. She exudes love in her in her vlogging for healthy nutrition and healthy body and mind. It's absolutely a pleasure to have you here. So there, that was your kudo and accolade. You certainly deserve it. But I must say goodbye, and I don't wish to, but I have a huge amount of things on my plate, and I usually wear out about noon and I'm limping. So if I get going now, I'll make out okay. So thank you all for being here, and get up and grow. And try breathing in through your nose as much as you can and out through your mouth as much as you can, especially when you are exerting yourself. Whatever the exertion is, you should be breathing out. Figure it out. Blessings to everybody. Thank you kindly. Fifi, big hug. Always good to see Fifi. The first time I seen Fifi, she was fishing with her hubby. They were catching fish, man, like nice fish too, and they were snail hunting. I was just like, cool. Blessings and peace to all. Yes, yes, for sure. Blessings to everyone. Be happy. You got another day. Yeah, get up and make use of it. The best legacy is a legacy. If you don't leave a legacy, well, there you go. See you guys and girls, fellow Earthlings, ending stream now. Smile.